was better. Body was in a better position to do what I'm asking her to do. She needs a lot of repetitions. You need to learn how to use her back end with the slide plates on. That was the one stumble that she did. This is Hope, and Hope just got her first set of slide shoes last week, just before we left to go to the cow horse show. This is the first time I've ridden her since she's had the shoes, and we're going to trot her around and see how she does and talk about what she does with the shoes, talk about the shoes, why we put those on, and go from there. So the slide plate that she got on, it's basically a smooth shoe. Hers is pretty narrow. It's only about 3/4 of an inch wide. That's what I use when I first put a first shoe on. I don't want a whole lot of slide in the back end. I just want the horse to not stick. And we're working her towards rein cow horse, so we will need a somewhat of a sliding stop. A lot of people question the shoes being slide shoes and how hard that is on their hocks and their stifles. And the shoe itself is not a problem. And actually, I think it gives a little bit of benefit, because a horse that doesn't have the shoe and stops and sticks, they're going to end up hopping in the back end. This way, they get in the ground and they stop smooth with a couple of foot slide. That, I think, is actually easier on the horse's back end than when they stop hard and they're jamming their front feet and their back feet in the ground, because they're just hitting the ground stopping. If you have a friend that you think needs to watch this video, share it with them. Let them see what I'm doing, and might help more people. So at this point, I just want her to not stick so we can start developing that little bit of a slide. Once a horse gets sliders, they generally will keep those on their feet through their whole show career. And even if they get a couple of months off, they need to keep those sliders on, because they learn to use their body to stop that way, and they learn to use that shoe, and they will do that because that's more comfortable and easier for them. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below, and I'll see if I can answer your question. And if you're finding what I'm doing helpful, if you would, click the like button, and that will help YouTube know to send the videos out to other people. All the horses that I have here that have sliders on, when they're running around in the pasture and they're stopping, they're sliding just like a reining horse, cow horse does. That's how they learn to use their body. And that is easier on them than the ones that run around and don't have shoes and are jamming their feet in the ground. So what I want to do, let's ask her to trot a little bit. I have a lot of time on her. She's a good broke horse. She's behind for her age. That's going to be probably the biggest thing to hold her back. But she has all the athleticism and the talent. We're going to see what we can do. So what I want to do, I'm going to turn to the wall, ask her to trot out the other way. I want two things to happen. I want her to shift her weight to the back end for the stop and the turn, bring her front end around, and then I want her to push with her back end to leave the turn. That's going to shift her weight to her back end, and then get her to push out with the back end to leave. We'll do it this time around. Coming about a 45-degree angle, turn to the wall, and push. She was already dropping her butt to stop that way, and that's how I determined that it's time to put shoes on. Now she's going to push out. That turn wasn't as good. Let's go around. Skip this time. I don't want her to anticipate, so we're not going to stop every turn. Got her body in a not good position that time. Let's go around and do that right turn again. Notice I'm not saying whoa, I'm not pulling. We're just turning into the wall. That was better. She's not bringing the shoulder through the turn. So let's yield that shoulder over. Go back and do that turn again. She's leaving in a right arc. I want her to leave a little straighter. That was better. I spurred with my left spur to bring that shoulder around, to bring the left shoulder around. Got a better depart. It takes both pieces. You have to get a good stop, good correct stop to get a good depart. And push out. Notice when we leave, she's putting her head down, braking at the pole. That is actually the result of her pushing in the back end and the departure. Go around one more time. Notice all out here, I'm not messing with her head. I want her to learn to do with her body what she needs. Whoop, in the wet part, a little slipper. I want her to learn to put her body where she needs to put it to do what I'm asking her to do. She knows how to collect. She knows how to move her shoulders. But I want her to take some responsibility for her body. She will let me put her where she needs to be. But while she's figuring out this new move, while she's figuring out how to use her feet, I'm going to leave her alone a little more than I normally would to give her a chance to learn how to use her feet. Stumbled a little bit that time going into it. She's leaving me behind in that turn. Not really using her body correctly yet. That will come. Let's go into it from a lope this time. Whoa. Come on. Push out. She has to push out. The stop will develop better because she anticipates the push to leave. She knows that push to leave will come. So she's going to get her back into the ground ready to push that departure. It's the departure that really makes the stop and the rollback good. Whoa. See, we don't have as good a departure there. We don't have as good a stop there. Turning the fence. Got her feet under it, kind of scared a little bit. Turn. Every Thursday at 9 o'clock Central Time, I do a live training video. But after that is over, I'll take the audio and upload it to Spotify as a podcast. Take a lot of live training questions and talk about those. So if you want to try that on Spotify, that's Tim Anderson Horse Training on Spotify. That was better. Body was in a better position to do what I'm asking her to do. She needs a lot of repetitions. You need to learn how to use her back end with the slide plates on. That was the one stumble that she did. And she needed more time doing the exercise. But this is going to be a nice horse. She has a good handle. She's got a good stop, got a good mind. And she's bred to do what we're asking her to do. So I believe this is going to make a nice cow horse. It's just going to take a little time, and she's a little bit behind. We're going to keep working on it. So this is Hope. I'll have a link up here somewhere to her playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching. I want to thank everybody for supporting me on Patreon. That's where I usually post some of the more detailed training videos. There's 3 levels, $5, $25, $75. $5 level, you get access to all those detailed training videos. $25 level, you get access to all the videos, plus you get 20% discount on video lessons, and you're entered for a drawing for a giveaway that I do once a month. $75 level, you get all of that, plus you get a free video lesson a month. I'll get thousands of questions a day. There's no way I can answer them all, but I answer Patreon questions every day. Patreon, Tim Anderson Horse Training. I appreciate everybody for supporting me there.